Yeah, I've been throwing down the whiskey. I ought to get my money back. Someone said it drowns a memory. Oh, but it ain't doing jack. Yeah, I've been sipping, I've been buzzing, shooting doubles like it's nothing. All but nothing makes you go away. I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. Yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Put them up till they shutting them down, yeah. You never ain't out around, yeah. No matter what time or town, I can't get you gone. Turn the bar, yeah, upside down. Just looking for something that does it. I give them all my money. Ain't nobody selling nothing you prove. Something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92.
Since I met you, girl, you've been on my brain. I can't think of nothing else for you all night and day. It's like I got a first-class seat up on Ozzy's train. It's driving me insane. 5150, somebody call the pro. I'm going crazy, think about you, baby. 5150, just a side of road. I'm going crazy, think I love you, baby. I gotta get your number, girl. I gotta call you up. I gotta get you riding shotgun in my truck. This little bit of you I got, it ain't good enough. Yeah, you got me all messed up. 5150, somebody call the po-po. I'm going crazy, thinking about you.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't all fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz.
Thank you, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back, all you little Hulkamaniacs. You guys know what it is. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. It's Saturday. I hate Saturdays, bros. I do. I hate it, but I have so much to talk to you guys about. You're going to love it. Are you serious right now? Get a hold of yourself. I just downloaded this new patch on OBS, and it's telling me I'm dropping streams. I'll fight you right now. Anyway, I'm having a good day. I want to have like a positive day. Can we just have like one of those days where we're just like, hi? So the best day of my life is probably going to be today because I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm above water. Whew. Stock market was down. And I just got asked by this clown over here on TikTok, okay? Guy on TikTok. He writes in the chat, he says, Marantz, stock market crash. How much money did you lose this week or yesterday? How much money did I lose? I don't know how to tell you guys, like out there in Never Land. My retirement account is solid, right? You guys know that part. Like maybe you guys have a good 401k or something. Like, I got a quality one. But you're talking about like my individual investing, bro? Don't do it. Don't do it. The phrase is I got to make it before they take it, right? All right, check this out, bro. It only says I was up, on a Friday? I made $2,391. Almost $2,400 right down here. Do you see it? I made $2,391. But are you kidding right now, bro? You got to be bullshitting me, bro. 100% allocated to one stock, one investment only, and it's GameStop. Almost $25,000. I mean, what do you want from me, bro? What do you want? You want blood? or do you want urine? Because I still show you the receipts either way. Oh, I know. We have to talk about this video. Apparently, I made a video yesterday. I was having a good time. Hi, guys. Welcome. And I was like, hey, whatever. Imitation is a form of flattery. That's all it is. And why would you ever talk about Richard Newton in a negative light? He's such a good guy for the investment. We all want the same thing. We don't want the same thing. Richard wants to sell. Okay? Let's just put that out there. And, or else Richard never makes the videos where he says he's skeptical. Or I'm just, metaphorically speaking, I'm an analytical type of guy. Risk on. I have to think about it. The leverage, the deleveraging. I named the show Leverage like you, Richard. Except I didn't do an hour by myself with no views. And I mean by no views, like nobody else input. Like you're afraid to talk to the people? You're afraid to go live? Nah, it's cool, bro. I'll do it for you. Check this out, Richard. You want to talk about leverage, right? You want to talk about risk on versus risk off. Let's just talk about leverage right now. GameStop's not leveraged. And they can't be. They protect themselves. They do things in moderation. You see, there's a guy out here by the name of Michael Saylor who's just running all over the internet over the last 6 months talking about Bitcoin. I mean, he even had a sit down with Ryan Cohen about Bitcoin. Remember what I tell you, there's good things to learn from everyone. There's good and bad. You're going to learn good and bad from everyone. You work for a good manager, guess what? You're going to take all the good stuff from them. You work from a bad manager, you know what? I'm not going to do those bad things. And that's how I look at Ryan. I think Ryan's having dinner with some people in these circles and saying, I'm going to take the good from the bad. But I'm going to show you just how deleveraging this works for GameStop and why it's not risk on, it's risk off. First, change the way you think. This is everyone out there on your investment. What's the number one commodity in the world, guys? Gold. Next to it is time. Remember this. Right now, the world views Bitcoin as a risky asset because it's only been around for X amount of years. The majority of your life, 14 years in trading, and Bitcoin's been around and finally found some stable ground. Some people really bought into it in 2017, institutions. Everyone got a good price just a couple of years ago in 2022 and in 2019, 2020. But here comes the people. Remember, there was gold miners in 1849, and now 150 years later, there's Bitcoiners. And I'm trying to tell you something. I don't care when you walk over to Bitcoin, if you choose to. Eventually, Wall Street and the public will treat Bitcoin like a solid investment, like gold. Doesn't mean I ever have to buy it. I don't have to buy it. Because the thing I buy buys it. I buy GameStop. Let's talk about it. A company called GameStop out there just posted their best earnings report in the last 7 years, 8 years, some to that effect. They made $131 million profit. They have a balance sheet that now currently holds $6.2 billion of cash. Their leverage is nothing. 1/5 of their market cap, 1/5 of their cash on hand, essentially, is what they leveraged for the acquisition of Bitcoin. Okay? When you're 1/3 of your assets and it's Bitcoin 1/5, somewhere in that range, you're okay. 30%. How about that? 30%. You're okay. When you're over 50, when you're all Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you your stock is going to fluctuate with the movement of Bitcoin. So that might make people feel uncertain. Certainly guys like you, Richard, guys who just want to sell and get out, who can't take the ebb and flow of the markets. Remember when it was $10? Or do you remember when you were demanding meetings with Ryan Cohen saying, I want to know your plan, I want to know your strategy? No, you don't. You can't brainstorm. You have to do it later on. You have to, after the fact, after you take it in. Why did he do that? What's going on? Like, think about it. Everyone was pissed off at Ryan last year for raising cash, doing an offering, at the market offering, while you were holding options, Richard. And you came onto the show, I don't understand why he's doing this. Oh, because he knows you have your call contracts. Right? He cares. Nobody cares. If all of you guys were just to use your money on the things you believe in, the things you want to invest in, we would be holding a lot more GameStop. I try every day. I know I don't have much, guys. That's a lot to me. It's a lot to me, I promise you. You know, I've come a long way from having 25-cent hamburgers from McDonald's, and I'm not joking. My dad would have $5, go to McDonald's, and buy hamburgers, 20 of them. He'd find the taxes, he'd pay the taxes, whatever. And we'd have 4 hamburgers. No fries, no soda, nothing. That would be our dinner, 4 each. Here you go. On Tuesdays and Thursdays. I still remember. In between the middle of the week was pot pies. And those pot pies cost you about 79 cents a piece. But we put 4 of them in the oven and we all ate. How about microwave burritos? The ones that actually cost 50 cents a piece. They're probably like $1 now. Who knows? A bag full of little burritos. We would each have a burrito for dinner. That would be dinner. You don't know the hustle. You don't know. That's why I always tell my kids, they ain't going to amount to shit, man. And I say that with love. And my one son, he's proving me way wrong right now. But I always say, you guys ain't going to do, man, you guys don't work hard enough. Do you know what we did just to come up? Nah. I'm telling you right now, we are living a different life. Now, GameStop has all these avenues for capital structure, right? The underwriters themselves are writing out these senior convertible bonds notes for 0%. We'll take on that money. $1.5 billion raised in an afternoon at 0%. Do you know why? Oh, it's because they're going to make money top and bottom, Tony De Niro. Yes, we know. That's what they're supposed to do. It's money. Let them flex with it all they want. But what happens? What happens when the world comes just right to your feet? Like, I give you the analogy of Forrest Gump all the time. Bubba Gump shrimp. Hey, Lieutenant Dan, we're going to survive this hurricane. And every other company's not. Because they don't believe. And then the shrimp's just going to come pouring in. Shit's just going to fall down. Can I tell you something? Like, I know people want me to study microstrategies. I've been studying microstrategies. If you read the bylaws on microstrategies, their initial IPO was 330 million shares. And they did some stock splits and some other nonsense, reverse stock splits, buyback shares, did a whole bunch of nonsense, right? Well, now that they want to raise capital for Bitcoin because they have this grand plan, they just voted last month, 2 months ago, to expand their float up to 10 billion shares. And it passed. 10 billion shares, guys. GameStop has the ability to issue 1 billion. And I'm not saying they will. That's not the point. My point to them in MicroStrategies is take the good from the bad, Ryan. They over-leveraged themselves. They got greedy. They wanted it now. You know what I love about Ryan? He walks to shit, dude. He lets it happen organically. He doesn't force it. He walks to it. He said, oh, okay. You don't think GameStop could have cut out 2,000 stores 3 years ago when Ryan was like coming in saying, hey, get rid of all these guys and let's go ahead and cut 2,000 stores? No, you'll ruin the brand. You've got to figure out what's going to work before it works. Like I always say, like, you guys just take your time. Be efficient, sure. But take your time. And that's what they've been doing, GameStop, the company. Now they're at the apex, right? They're at this level where they're going to continue to cut, yet make more profit. They have a company that's not, it's not a hindrance. It's the inclusion. You see, people don't know about stacking Bitcoin as a reserve currency and what it means for you as a company to get into the S&P 500. You want to do exactly what Palantir did. You want to blow right past it all, increase your float to 2.2 billion shares, and boom, you have a market cap that gets you there. You have profits finally for a quarter that got you there, and you're in. And look at the rocket. Now everybody's billionaires, and there's mega millionaires out of Palantir. I promise you, they're investors. We're waiting. We just have a bigger profile. We're GameStop. It's different. The whole world wanted to smear us for being who we are. You're in a recession. I'm going to tell you right now, we'll look at charts later, we'll look at everything. You're in a recession right now. The top of the mountain came off. That Mag 7's down 28%, Mag 7. The whole damn S&P's down another 10%. You're talking about $10 trillion gone this week. $10 trillion in a planned execution. Trillion. 17 to 18 trillion is what burned off during the housing crisis of 2008. 53% of the total market actually capsized. So you mean to tell me I'm looking for 3,000 on the SPY and not, or on the SPX and not 6,000, right? That's where we're going to. We're at 5,000 today, guys. Black Monday's coming tomorrow? You think you hit the bottom? I had people telling me, do the inverse of Cramer. Cramer announces Black Friday Monday. That means it's going up, Marantz. We're doing the inverse Cramer. Oh, you think we're doing the inverse Cramer? I want to see markets pause, and not American markets. When I see Hong Kong, when I see Frankfurt, when I see there's Australian markets, when I see Indian markets, when I see all these markets start pausing and halting, then I'll believe it. Then I'll believe you're in mass hysteria of a burn-off. I'm going to tell you guys something. Watch the inauguration, right? Watch the inauguration. Who wasn't there? NVIDIA CEO. Jensen Huang was not there. Out of the Mag 7 companies, you saw everyone at the president's inauguration. What do you think? You don't think that tech knew the price was in? I saw every single insider sell all their shares. Every CEO is a billionaire today 10 times over because they sold all their shares from Trump's presidency announcement all the way up until the top and the sell-off. They're sitting there, no one's mad. Tariffs? Okay. Some people are mad. You know who's mad? Wall Street's mad. The ones who don't see the bigger picture. The ones who didn't protect their downside, who didn't buy the risk. I told you guys what to do. Shit, and I'm not even a Rhodes Scholar, and I'm not even this trained professional. You sell the top, you buy the puts, you buy VIX, you buy calls on the VIX, and you watch the volatility crush in. But you think it's volatility? The SPY had a volume of 250 million. That's 250 million shares, that's it? On SPY ETF. Do you know what the volatility is? Like the real sell-off on that shit is? It might be 800 million, 700 million. You need 500 million shares to trade back and forth before you really feel what the SPY is doing. Oh, and it's happened before on plenty of days. Plenty of days that you might remember, you might not. Stock crashed January 22nd, 2008. The same day Heath Ledger passed away. That's the same day world banks met together and they decided this was a global crisis. Additionally, stocks have corrected, like it was October 3rd or 4th of 2009, I believe, maybe 8, I forget. Whenever we were getting the STEMI pack, I think it was 8, we're getting a stimulus package. A little $175 billion printed out. Everybody gets a STEMI check. I remember it, $750. Just to stimulate the economy. No, it appeases the people. $700, $2,400, $400 tax credit for the children. All of that appeases people. It doesn't stimulate the economy. It stagnates it. Look at us today. I operate in a window of more than just a year. more than just a day. When people are talking price action, people are talking about where GameStop's going, what's headed, what's the leverage. They haven't factored in GameStop, the company. You know, it's a mixture of the world. It's macro and it's, you know, Bitcoin bros. I love you guys, Bitcoin bros. You know, these guys who are clueless to the way they're getting their value from. But hey, there's this thing that everybody put value on called Bitcoin, and they want to hold it. Well, I think everyone already does hold it. But let me ask you, America, how many S&P 500 companies hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet as a reserve currency, as a reserve asset? One. Tesla. And they have $1 billion of it. That's it. There's no risk here. There's absolutely zero risk for GameStop to go in and be a Bitcoin-backed asset reserve. That they're going to be the first of their kind. They're going to lead their way. You said, but MicroStrategy, Marantz, we talking about MicroStrategy. No. MicroStrategy wet the bed. And they're trying to get it fixed today. Those original bonds and the next set of bonds and the next set of bonds, like, they are rolling into each other, and you need to have collateral. Well, guess what the collateral is now? It's your shares and the price of them. People don't know what they're doing. They're leveraged. Can I show you? Look at the screen. Pay attention. MicroStrategies is here. This is their buying history of Bitcoin. They originally started out Bitcoin right here in 2020. Now, in the year 2020, they bought a whole amount of 1 billion Bitcoin. They came in, their initial amount was 250, then 75, then 50, then 650. A big chunk right before the year end. They probably felt amazing going into 2021, not knowing the pandemic was coming, but when the pandemic hit in 2021, they went from 1 billion all the way up to 3.75 billion. Took them a year, but they went up an additional 100% on top of the two. So to go from 1 to 3, almost 4. Then you go the next year. This is the downturn in cryptocurrency. Prices were low on crypto, and they went ahead and only bought $350 million worth of Bitcoin. And that whole year that the prices were low, because they didn't have conviction in their strategy, they didn't understand that that was their opportunity, they sure as hell didn't have the cash. They went ahead and bonded it out. So what they do, they start offering shares. Now, as you go from 4 billion flat in 2022, at the end of it, we're now at 2023. In 2023, that's when we start getting froggy. They jump all the way from 4 billion all the way to 5.9, $1.8 billion worth of Bitcoin in 2023. Wish you had money, didn't you, Michael Saylor? But rather than walking to it like he should, he went crazy. And he went from $5 billion, essentially 6, all the way in 2024 to this mind-numbing $27 billion. He leveraged himself, all in good faith. I mean, you're talking about money. You're borrowing money from the hand that keeps on giving. 2 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion. Sorry. 4 billion, 5 billion, 6 billion. All this money they're borrowing. And you're like, okay, they didn't make that cash, and their stock's not worth that cash. So what the hell's going on? They think they have the money glitch, but they don't. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because all the money in the world that you want to spend, you want to borrow and you want to spend, and you think your assets are going up, there's this leveraging ratio that you have to pay attention to. See, the value of your Bitcoin is here at $43 billion. You're only up about $8 billion on all that money borrowed. But money borrowed has to be paid back. And the leverage of it. The shareholders, guess what? They're not going to get what they think they're getting out of this. The number one shareholder of MicroStrategy is Michael Saylor. And I don't mean like I'm talking about like 40%, 30%. They own the damn company. It's way different than the people coming in. But the percentage of the market cap, the current market cap that is valued as Bitcoin, 57.3. So almost 60% of their company is leveraged to the price of Bitcoin. Why is there a premium on top of it? Why is there a premium? Anybody have any idea? The premium on top, this is what people don't understand. This is why you got to help them, okay? There's a premium built in because Wall Street is giving you money. So they'll elevate the stock and the premium itself while they hold the notes. You will be deleveraged. You will get sucked clean the minute you can't make the payments. And you're going to find that out real soon. Now, how are you going to make the payments? You're going to dilute yourself. You're going to get deleveraged. But you know what's the best part about this? Why Wall Street wins? Why banks win on something like microstrategies? It's because there's no real value. The company itself loses $1 billion a year. So those guys giving out money, they're actually senior holders, right? Senior bonds. They're the first class. Not second class, they're first class debtors. And when you're a debtor and you're a first class debtor, you're guaranteed that money back. Well, your asset is here. That's why there's no risk. Imagine being a senior debtor, but then it's at 0%. And then GameStop does the unthinkable. You know what GameStop does? They say, oh, we're not buying it. We're just sitting here right now waiting. You guys look at this? Do you think that when they gave them this money to buy more Bitcoin, it's like a Ponzi scheme almost for this guy, that he was willing to buy it at these prices? He borrowed $2 billion and he got 20,000. He's buying them at 100,000 a piece. He's buying them at 95,000 a piece. He paid over 100,000 each. I know how to do math. I'm pretty good at it. Over 100,000 a piece. You don't care what you're paying for it. You just buy it. Because it's going to go up, Marantz. Yeah, it's going to go up. Did you listen to me at the beginning? But when you're paying 100,000 for each transaction, 100,000. Look at the ratios, guys. It's 100,000 to 1. When you're grabbing at it like this, you got to pay that money back with interest. And why do I say with interest? Because it's going to cost you your shareholder equity. You don't have the cash to pay it back, and if you did, then you'd have to sell the underlying asset. This goes back to like fundamental investing. To derive value from your individual asset, you got to sell it. If you sell it, it lowers the value. You understand? I do understand. Okay, so who's the richest man on the planet? Warren Buffett. It's not Elon Musk? No, because if he sells his shares, what do? They lose value. He gains cash, but he can't sell them all at once. No one has $350 billion. So he's got to sell them in tranches. As he sells them, right, the value gets lower as he sells. People go, oh, wait, we're making a run on this? This is why the market's walking backwards right now, guys. The market is walking down the stairs. They're selling it off. Somebody asked in the chat right now, Marantz, why are there no halts? No volatility halts? Because they're walking. They know the destination. They know how much time they have to get there. That's how. GameStop's different. GameStop's buying. People are buying. It's up 11%. You know what happens? It's like an old, well, I always call it locust, but it's the same way. See, people went to the markets on Friday, and they saw blood in the streets, and they go, oh my God, everyone's selling. We got to get out of here. So they start selling. And then they start looking around, and some people go, hey, look at that one. That one's green. Let's go buy that one. That's how it happens. Okay? Now, will GameStop go lower? B. Jackson, I'm going to tell you no. Can I explain? The price of GameStop per share currently is, let's just ballpark it and say $24. Their book value is $12.90. 14 bucks. Was it 13 bucks? I'll just say 13. Something like that. I'll say 14 for fun. I think it's $12.90 if I'm not mistaken. It's $12.90. 13 bucks. So you're getting a share of GameStop for about 11 bucks on your own risk. It's backed by book 13%. $13, I mean. So it's actually, I think it's going to be like, yeah, it's 11 plus another, we did another $3 per share. So yeah, $14. I'm so sorry, 14. So you have $11 cash and $3 of it is Bitcoin. Think about that. $11 of the shares are cash and $3 of it are Bitcoin. Look at your exposure. You want to keep coming down on the price? Your percentages increase on cash and Bitcoin per share. I could go buy, guys, I can go buy Tesla right now. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys something. Look at this right here. Tesla right here. I buy a share of Tesla. This is how much Bitcoin I get per share. You're getting per share of Tesla. Let's see, does it show you on here? Or do I have to go back to that screen? Let me see what it says. Well, if it shows here, I'll go back to the screen. Yeah, it doesn't say it here. Okay, right here. So, 0.0000358. That's how much Bitcoin you're getting per share. You see these 0.000042, 0.00054? GameStop's in this realm. In the 5.4s and the 4.8s. They're up here for percentage of shares that are Bitcoin. But you got to remember, GameStop also has cash on top of it. None of these companies, none of them have cash. They have zero cash. They're tapped out, people. They're leveraged. MicroStrategy's finances right here on the balance sheet. As I go to this balance sheet, and I'll go to the current trailing 12 balance sheet. Cash on hand, $38 million. Absolutely embarrassing. It's like walking around saying you're rich because you got a house full of gold coins. Well, go sell that shit then. Tell me how much they're worth. You're going to die with that money. I think GameStop's going to transform. I think GameStop's going to lead the way because I think they're going to borrow the money the right way. I think they're going to buy in the right way. MicroStrategy's first borrows and buys on Bitcoin were for percentages well beyond. And you know, we can go to this website. There's a website here, okay, that people don't even know about, but they should know. It's Dilution Tracker. Okay? Let's go to dilutiontracker.com. Let's go and type in MicroStrategies. Check this out, players. Okay? This is the historical shares available to them, right? All the way up here, 257. They keep expanding. But watch this. The company has X amount of cash. 6,000 months of cash left based on the quarterly cash burn. Because they didn't have any cash burn, right? They didn't have any cash burn. Estimated cash is here. Look at this. That's how many millions of dollars. $29 billion. It's because of Bitcoin. The value of Bitcoin. They're calling it cash. But when you actually go down here to convertible notes and when they're due, September 2024, boom, conversion price of 183. Convertible notes issued. It's due when? 2028. So they're going to owe $1 billion. There's one. They're going to owe $800 million right here. 2030. Look at all the notes they have. 2031, $600 million. 2032, $800 million. You don't think they have it pushed out so far? Like, way out there. The reason why all of this exists right now and the fluff on the stock is because they're above the conversion price of the bonds given. The bonds given at 232, at 204. Think about it. These guys are way up, 149, 183. Wall Street's winning by giving money to these guys. These guys can't pay it back. They're going to convert all of that equity taken away from you, redeemed on these notes here of $1 billion. Then you come over here and you go, okay, it's due. What's due? 650 million, 16 million shares. That's 7% of their float. Like, this is what we're talking about. They're diluting their shareholders now, and they think they're going to get some form. No, the conversion price was $40. You sold it for nothing. You sold it for nothing. Can I tell you why I say you sold it for nothing? Because the amount of shares that are out there in this company are only 200-something million right now. But they're making way for this float to get increased, and they gave them for $40 a piece, bros. They're worth 200-something right now. They gave the company away for nothing. Look at GameStop. GameStop's giving you a conversion of 38.81. And you go, well, wait a minute, Marantz, that's not a lot either. No, you don't know. GameStop's float is at 446 million shares, almost double what these guys are worth. So give them $80 compared to this one right here. But at $40, GameStop's already in the S&P 500 or really close to it. So do you see the issue here? We're talking about one company that can get into the S&P and one that never will. You think anybody's told these MicroStrategy bros this? Maybe they don't understand the conversions. Maybe they don't understand the notes. Here's another note right here. Convertible note, February, $2 billion. Look at this at 149. Okay, we'll come over here. $3 billion at 672 in 2029. All of these notes exist. Conversion price of 1,000. And they give them $500,000. Do you know what these guys did with this? Do you know what they did with this right here? With this January 25 convertible? They took the 563,000 like a dope fiend. 563,000 million, I'm so sorry. Right here. Look at it. And bought. Boom. Yep. And paid $100,000 a piece. Oh, we need to get more. We need to buy more. More. This is their holdings. They went from 226 in September, 226,000 Bitcoin in September, and they doubled it in the span of 4 months. They're already way past it in December. Way past it, yep. I don't think people understand. It's not as rosy as it looks when you rush to it. And we don't stop there. How about we do ATMs? How about we offer shares? Look at the latest one. You include everyone in this preferred stock offering for $21 billion. You think you're getting $21 billion. Well, here's what happens. They added people to it because they haven't completed the original one yet. So they added more underwriters. They want more money. They couldn't complete it. They come over and they add to it. There's $1 billion. There's $2 billion. They're offering their company up off you. If you didn't take your run on it, this is crazy. Replaced. Registered. So they've got, what is this? Registered. So they've got tons of money here on the table. Who's going to give them money? The money's done. When you guys see Michael Saylor and you guys see him, right? And they're like, oh man, we want to raise more capital. We want to raise more all this. We want to do all that. You know what? Bitcoin bros. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been around for a long time. I've been around for 4 years and plus with my investment, definitely. On YouTube, almost 4 years, right? We were a month away from 4 years. I don't launch websites. I don't sell merch. I just tell you, here's the info, rock it. Listen to me. There's this new group called MicroStrategy's North Star that Richard Newton started promoting to his crowd and his crew just today and yesterday. I'm telling you now, you little sons of bitches, it's a play on you. You don't have to believe me. You can think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, they're tapped out. MicroStrategies is tapped out on equity, and they can't be saved. And now they have a round table of like 8 idiots sitting there talking about this is what's happening with the markets. This is what's happening. And guess what they do? They launch a website, they sell merch, and they're doing tickets to events for meet and greets. I'm trying to tell, but guys, been around 2 months, 5,000 followers and counting. And when other platforms start pumping them out and start showing you their bullshit, I'm telling you now, I already know what it is. I've been doing this too long. Walk up out of nowhere. Hey, we got a great idea. We're going to bank on this shit. Who do you think bankrolls this stuff, guys? You know what, Wall Street? You see me? I'm bankrolled. I'm bankrolled by myself and the crew here in the show. We're bankrolled, babe. We do it ourselves. We run this shit ourselves. We support the community the best way we can. I do the most I can for it. I give you a platform. I do everything I can. The only time I've ever asked anyone from this channel for money in my life was when we did a GoFundMe for an employee that died, and we raised up $10,000 that day. I didn't get $1 for it, I promise you. And I don't want it. Matter of fact, I gave $3,300 myself. Not to GameStop, to a family that was grieving. Do you want to know what's happening right now? You got guys like Jackie asking for money. You got guys all around here not knowing what they're promoting and talking about. Because they're all going to have the same ideas that they're going to take from the investment that you see in front of you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to walk you to it. And I'm forever thankful for the crew that we have here. I'm forever thankful for what we did for Miss Cheryl Clark. I'll never forget. You guys did that, not me. I don't care. Nah, it's not that he's letting go of GameStop. It's promoting it to the people, man. It's like you start talking and not doing your homework, and maybe you don't see what happens. I've seen what happens when people get around and start doing these Skype calls or these whatever the hell they're doing, and they start promoting other, and they let everyone have a say, and then you go, okay, how do you control those narratives? What are they backed by? Where are they coming from? We're an investment group. We're going to talk this out. We have a website. We have this. We're selling $100 tickets to the meet and greet. You've been here for 2 months, dude. 2 months, and you're doing meet and greets? Like, what do you want to meet about? The fact that your stock is down 60% and you guys are all tapped out? You need GameStop? GameStop doesn't need you? I'll say it for everyone out there that doesn't understand. The Bitcoin crew, the ones that have been here forever, Winklevoss twins, Satoshi and JP Morgan and every other damn, institutional investor and hedge fund. Those dudes been around forever, bros. They own their shit. They believe in it. And guess what? They're absolutely correct. They've got the world to adopt the idea of Bitcoin. But Michael Saylor? I'm going to destroy the coins, destroy the keys, and it's going to inflate the value for everyone. You're not Heath Ledger, bro. That dude's an actor that OD'd on drugs. Him burning the money as the Joker was a picture. It was a movie. You're going to do that shit in real life? Let all your investors know. Let the banks know, too. The ones that are knocking on your door asking for their money back. The man is deranged. He's insane. And that's okay. You can be that person, Michael Saylor. Ryan Cohen's not that. Everyone's saying the same thing. I will not buy GameStop. I will not buy options. I will not buy the stock because Ryan doesn't tell us enough. It has to be in stone. He has to tell us that he's fully committed to this idea of an asset backed balance sheet by Bitcoin, right? That's a reserve balance sheet. I'm just like, okay. I hope he never tells you anything. I hope he never does. But I do know this. I do know that tech was at the inauguration. I do know that tech is losing trillions of dollars right now, and everyone's okay with it. There's a complete downturn, and everyone has to put their infrastructure back into America. American workers and America buildings and steel and whatever the hell we're going to be doing. I'm going to give you guys a different way of viewing something. Something that's near and dear to me. It might not be public information, but everyone always wonders, like, how do you make it in your career and like the jobs you choose? And sometimes, I learned this from my brother, actually. My brother is one of the smartest guys in the world. And I'm not, like, exaggerating. I'm being dead serious. My brother, his name is Rico Knows. You guys know Rico Knows as a sensationalist for sports and for college football. My brother is one of the unique humans in this world that knows every single college football player, their high school, their coaches, their schemes, their offense, their defense, their weakness. He studies every single team. He knows 133 teams and every single player on them. He knows every single player in the transfer portal, and it makes you wonder. You're like, how can somebody know everything? Well, let's see. He has been studying prep sports, high school sports, for 20-something years, maybe longer, maybe 30 years. And ever since we were young, ever since we were 13, 14, he was a sports clerk, Aggie clerk writer at our local newspaper, the Desert Sun, and when we were in high school, and he played sports, so he had a really big affection to it. He knows track and field, he knows wrestling, he knows fighting, he's a shoutcaster for UFC. Rico's the real deal, okay, when he wants to be. When Rico's in his own world. What I say he's the smartest guy in the world. He's one of those guys. Rico worked for NSA. He worked at the Pentagon. He worked at a satellite site for NSA. He's done missions in Turkey and Syria and everything else. The dude military intelligence for 20 years. Okay, he was a first sergeant of the AI whatever. I don't even know. The dude's the real deal. Okay. You know what Reek does? Reek says, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna do this evaluation of this college kid." He's all, but this college kid, we're gonna take him, and we're gonna, because everybody writes to Rico and they say, "Can you please promote my son? Can you do a film? Can you do this?" Reek does it, and yeah, he charges people money and all this. That's how he makes a living, though, right? So whatever he's doing, I don't care. But Reek says, "Oh, that kid, he's a 5-star, but if he goes to this school, he's not gonna get any playing time because there's no openings for him. So we got to get him out of there. We're going to send him to a different school. He should go to this school. This school has the best scheme for him." But Rico maps it out, so Rico knows all the scouts. They know him. They're all writing to him and everything. Colorado, Dion, the whole crew, everybody, right? This is why Adam Schefter is fighting my brother about stuff, about headlines and stuff. So Rick knows his shit, right? Rico knows. That's his show. And TikTok or YouTube, whatever. You know what's crazy, though? Reek's evaluating people based off of where they can go to get the most exposure and playtime, and that's what most people do. In my world, where I work and what I do, I have to factor in a couple things. You guys factor it in with me, okay? Because I want you guys to think like me for a second. I'm factoring in expansion, growth for my company. And I go, okay, so we're gonna open up 10 to 30 new buildings every year. That's going to take a managing staff of around 25 managers. How many seniors? How many AGMs? How many GMs? Boom. Okay. Now you multiply that by the amount of buildings you open, right? No. You also got to factor in internal growth, retirements, everything. So then you go and you want to start looking at companies that have been around for around 40 years, right? Listen to me. The companies have been around for 40 years in the 1980s. You start looking at those companies and you say, okay, that staff has been working because they got there when they were 20 to 30. They've been working till they're 60 to 70. They're ready to retire today. Every company out in America right now needs a revamp if they started in the 70s and 80s because everybody's retiring. You go, okay, so how many do we need? Well, what companies were started in the 80s? Well, there was Express, PacSun, Costco. I mean, the list goes on. And then you start thinking, okay, Buffalo Wild Wings, Tilly's, Anchor Blue. Like, you start looking at companies that still exist or didn't survive, or maybe there's transition in leadership. That's what you see. Right? So when I see it happening, I say, okay, what field do I want to be in to take the best, I guess, opportunity and make it work? You can do the same thing in finance. You do the same thing in investing. You look at companies and you go, okay, it's cyclical. Their generation is gone. 17 years ago, I became a father. Just want to say happy birthday to my eldest daughter. Hell yeah. Happy birthday to your daughter 17 years ago. What were we doing 17 years ago? Okay, but check this out. I tell you this because I work for a company that's doing transition right now over the next X amount of years. And then I look at the companies that can't handle those transitions. There's a lot of them. You guys talk about Kohl's? Did we talk about Kohl's? Kohl's just went ahead and let one of their C-suite people go yesterday. And their CEO is double the pay of Thomas Kingsbury. So Ashley is his name, but he's making double the pay of Thomas Kingsbury. Thomas Kingsbury was 70-something years old. He retired. Remember, the old guard's gone, new guard comes in. And you got to know what they're going to do with the company next. Kohl's is going bankrupt. It's your birthday today, 18th. That's cool, Ryan Titties. You guys were getting busy on the same week. So they're going to go bankrupt, and they're going to blame tariffs. They're going to blame a weak economy. They're going to blame all this on it, and it's not that. It's never that. Everyone's blaming tariffs today. What the hell are you guys talking about? This economy is not based off of tariffs and that issue, that notion. You know, I think it was Larry Chang who said it best on Twitter. He was like, yeah, everyone's saying this is dumb, but, that can't be further from the truth because it's not what's happening. Let me show you something, okay? I haven't even seen this video yet. I want to watch it with you.
Hey, guys, this is the Einstein on Wall Street from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Greatest financial institution in the world, or whatever is left of it. Absolute, utter madness here today. I don't know, really. This makes absolutely no sense. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. Absolute irresponsibility. The way this story has been disseminated, nobody knows anything more about tariffs than they did yesterday, except some insane number came out that was figured out by, putting two apples, 2 carrots, and a bag of cashews together, dividing it by 2, multiplying by 9, and coming up with a number that absolutely has decimated this stock market. I don't use this word crash lightly, but this was a mini crash, down 5% in my book. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing at the low, down 1,700 points. The S&P 500 closing down 277 handles. That is insane. Everything on that screen is green. Everything on that screen is red. It is bleeding. I have a red-green deficiency. I'm colorblind. That's the only silver lining of the day. I thought it was green. Look at that. You see that? That is what you call blood in the friggin' streets. Everything. Russell down 134. Oil down 8%. I mean, what we got promised? Narrative about tariffs. We got promised prices would go lower. We were promised that this was going to get worse for a little while, but it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, come on. That's absolute friggin' insanity. This is irresponsible. Absolutely irresponsible. After 6 weeks of a completely confused messaging, okay, to then come out yesterday and lay down, unpack this bag of friggin' dirty laundry that made no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no clarity, no direction, no nothing. And look, the market's telling you what it thinks. Are you telling me that this works for anybody? That anybody can look at this and go, this is the way it was supposed to be? This is the vision I had? Come on. Absolutely ridiculous. Irresponsible is the best word I can use to describe it. Irresponsible. It's one of the worst days we've seen in God knows how long, okay? Going back to COVID. But that was a health crisis. This is a financial crisis. Somebody got handed a spectacular market trading at record highs. One market that was doing so well that guidance going forward for 25 and 26 got cut from 4 to 2 because things were so good. What was the motivation behind it? You tell me. Now they're looking at 4, 5, 6 cuts in the coming year. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Except this is absolutely insanity. Irresponsible insanity. I don't think there's a green stock on the exchange. Who is benefiting from this? I don't even see a silver lining. I do not see a light at the end of this tunnel. This is absolutely crazy. Right? Completely. Okay? I mean, it's just like, forget about it.
All right, is old man done?
I don't even know what to say. I'm just like torn it to shreds here, Lee.
You can tell who he voted for. I don't even know what to say. Just torn to shreds. Blah, 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 blah. There was a green stock, by the way. Oh! Don't worry, we're going to look at the charts in a bit, but I just wanted to celebrate that right there. Old man just crumbling. You know, so he said, who planned all this? Who talked about all this? Everybody planned all this. Okay? Donald Trump planned this. Donald Trump had the option to put a commerce person next to him. His two options were Mark Rowan and or Howard Lutnick. Now, Howard Lutnick is the one who got picked. And he's the guy you see standing behind Donald Trump on a lot of these issues and stances. And everyone, if you don't know the story about Howard Lutnick, he actually is a CEO, chairman of the board of Cantor Fitzgerald. Cantor Fitzgerald is the hedge fund that was in 9/11 in the World Trade Center, and all their employees died that went to work that day, including Howard's brother. And they died. I think it was like 650-something people died, and they had 900 employees. So the bulk of their company died. Howard's the lone survivor, right? So he comes from the ashes, and they manage all this money. And they're so, you know, Howard actually has like a little bit of controversy because his house that he bought, he actually bought it from Jeffrey Epstein and Les Wexner, like one of their companies. But I leave it alone. I don't get too involved that way. I would just tell you, they tell you like Wall Street doesn't know what's happening. Like, well, what's going on here? Everybody knew this was happening. Guys, you could be elementary. This guy is acting. He did a 3-minute video of acting upset and said the same thing 20 different ways. No, you don't even need to make the video. You think it's green versus it's red? No, you know what is green? The puts. That's what's green. That's why you're green. Oh, the whole market could be red, but you're green. And everyone else should be green that made their investments the correct way. Couple of ways you can make investments. One, you could buy the thing that they want the most, which is GameStop. I get that. The other way to combat this market is to tone down your buying. That's right. Do the Warren Buffett. Put your cash to the side and don't buy it all. Wait till it hits the bottom. We'll talk about the bottom in a minute. But wifey just brought me. Oh, no, Mom, we're good. Babe, can I have water? I'm good. Wow. Guys, I got my BLT. I got to eat this really quick. I don't care. We're going to take a small pause for the cause. I hope you guys like country music. I got to eat, bros. We're going to watch the charts and everything. I'll be right back. All right, guys, the market's halted.
Just like old Hank taught us about singing along, both of the songs, rowdy friends, all that long good time.
Part-time waiting tables, left a small town, never looked back. I was a flight
Breakfast ever. Like that fast. That was my lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I was hungry. All right, back. So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Thank you, Amber. Take care. My crew, they're everywhere. So check this out. I want to show you guys something. Somebody just said in the chat right now, you can't ever guess the bottom. You're absolutely correct. So here's the market. It's 2007. And the market goes up and hits a peak of 221.31. And that's right here, October 11th. and then it comes falling all the way down by the new year. You have a sell-off right after the new year hits. We knew 2008. We knew the fix was in, but it hit all the way down to $97. That is a 20% drop, right? So exactly 20% drop off on the market, and you'd say to yourself, well, there's your recession. Now you're in a bear market. We're down 20%, and it's terrible. The truth is about our current market is most of the movement that you've seen, the volatility, is from the top, where all the fluff is, where all the movement can come from. You know, the Mag 7, to give you that example. They're leading the push down. This is why the SPY is only down 5%. Mag 7's down 20. They're down crazy amount. But these guys are nothing. You know, it's just like, okay, we're fine. The whole market dropped off 20% in the span of 3 months. Gone. All your gains, everything gone. And you'd say, okay, 97, there's the floor, let's buy it back. So you buy it back, you build it back, you think you're getting back up to normal because you got 10% back. And then you say to yourself, wait a minute, it can keep falling? That's right, there's levels to it. And it falls through again. This is all the way by July. Now that it's fallen to $92 from the peak that was 110, 111, right there, $10 down, another $10. That's another 20%. Hey, it can't fall much lower, can it? Falls all the way through. Things start getting announced. By 2008, you already had the announcement from the World Bank saying, hey, this is a recession. We're in it. It's here. It's not just mortgages, it's not just subprime. It's going to be everything. You go from that $90 plateau that you thought you were safe at, and yet you over the course of a year, it was down. But look at this nonsense all the way to the ground at 60. Now you hit the $60 mark right here. $60 in October, just a couple of days. That's all it took from here to there in 1 week. This was a Friday that it closed out red. Then it opened up on Monday. Remember, came out red Friday. Boom, came all the way down red. Came out the next day. Boom, gone. Now, to give you an example, the amount of volume on the SPY at this time, 300, 500, right here, 500 million traded back and forth on volume. 249, 328, 331. The volatility is massive at this time. 459, 328, 365, 461. Guys, we traded 200-something thousand on Friday. Absolutely nothing compared to this week that ran all the way down from the top of 99 all the way down to 84. We lost. Well, you guys want to talk about 5%? They lost 10%. 10% ran down. So that Monday they opened up bloody red. Gone. Now we really hit some rock bottom spots. Now you're really falling, free falling. And you go into Friday, it looks like it's green, but it's really not. It fell all the way down. It had touchdown, and you were at the ground at like 65. So you pick up the following week. You come out the gate on Monday. You're like, okay, that had to be the bottom, guys. That had to be the bottom, 10-10, and we come on out. As you come on out, you test it again, you bounce back, and then you finally fall through the bottom. 57.25 right here on 11/21/2008. I'll let you know when the election was announced. So, you go through, build it back. We got a better economy. We got a better country. We got a new president. Yeah, right. You thought it couldn't get lower? It gets even lower. So from that high point of 72.82 all the way down to 51, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is 30% drop. It never gets better. That took 2 years to play out. Where you said, you know what, that's the bottom, now I'll buy it. No, now you'll buy it back. By this time, we're in mass decline, crazy recession. You buy it back, and now you are pumping all the way through 2010, and then you just keep it rolling. And this is our life. This is the life we live right now. This is 2011. They said, you know what, a little over our skis. We're going to have to do some real saving here of the auto industry. Boom. They saved them. Rebound. Back up. 112, 118. And then you can see this on your chart. Do you see this? Divot right here. Dividend payout. Boom. Little hiccup, little hiccup, little hiccup. But they're always on time. The little hiccups. We're talking the whole way through. Until about right here, 2014. I had a big event on that day too. But it wouldn't matter because you still keep going up. You fell flat. You plateaued 2015. You know what? We'll go sideways from 2014 all the way through to 2016. Nah, same thing. Little divots again. One again. One again. One again. I mean, you can see them, but it doesn't matter. It's up and to the right. 2018. This was supposed to be bankruptcy. This was supposed to be the end of the world. Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Because everybody hired for it. Everybody planned for it. Then they all planned for the peak to be right here at the top. This is why you saw AMC hire a new CFO. This is why you saw the whole world go, you know what? Here comes the recession, 2019. Guess what happened in 2019, guys? A rebound, a recovery, all the way through. And you would say, you know, is that real? It was not real. It was not real. But the pandemic happened. And that's the reason they shut down the world? To give you a true reset on the market? Where they thought, okay, here's the reset. We're good. Nope. Everybody. We'll print money. Oh, we're going to print money? Then let's get really froggy. Let's get really crazy. Hey, guys, as the climbs go, hitch, 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 hitch. They give it up every quarter. That's giving money back. Trust me. Oh, don't worry. 457. Not a problem. We'll give you it back on 2022. Where a recession really happened. We were really in decline in 2022. I already know where we're at. 2022. It's transitory. Oh, okay, cool. Yep, no worries, Jerome Powell. Let's keep going, babe. We'll go even higher. Fuck it. And now we're here today. We're here, and people think this is the bottom. Right here. They go, oh, no, we hit the bottom. We're okay. We'll buy it back tomorrow. Look at all that volume right there. 217 million. That's it? 217? That ain't enough. That ain't enough to get me excited. I was telling you it was 700, 800. Here, let me make it small for you. Let me go to the weekly. This is on your weekly, guys. You're way up here. You will come way down here. You will be 250. You will be 300 on the spot. Oh, you might find some choppiness somewhere in here over the next year. You might be somewhere in the threes. You're going to be fall through the sky, babe. Has no choice. These guys know it. That's why Howard Lutnick's there and advising how to go about it. Oh, we can walk our way down there, Mr. President. Yeah, we can. The burn's not here yet. Hey, how you doing? You know, Bitcoin versus the top 100 companies. The Qs. It's weird, huh? It's weird. The daily? Or the weekly? Can we do weekly versus the Qs? Does it not show up? There's levels to this. All right. We'll see how it goes. Do you think this part right here is the same as this right here? It's going to run up again and then come back all the way down in here? Maybe like a year later, we'll run up again, come down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Was there an M in here? There wasn't an M in here, huh? Nah. See that low point? Take off. Come down. Low point and then tick off. Come down. Take off. Come down. Take off. Yeah, we gotta find it somewhere around here. Who knows? I'll get rid of this one. I'm just looking at it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I actually cleaned up a lot of my my charts that I drew over the years and stuff, and all the stocks that I used to follow. I got frustrated yesterday. Can I be honest with you guys? Like, yesterday, I don't know what it was about yesterday, but I got really frustrated. with like, I don't know. I get frustrated with making content and talking game. I got frustrated with talking content, making content, doing YouTube, and I was just like, man, like I don't even want to make a video. I don't even want to go live. I don't even want to be here. Like that's how I felt at one point yesterday. It was like around 8 o'clock at night. At like 8 o'clock at night, I'm at work by the way. I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't even want to make a video. That's why I didn't make a video. But I just never know. Let me answer this question from Mike Saint. Mike says, any wild crystal ball guesses on where Bitcoin will be around January 2030? Yeah, yeah, I gotta guess. What was it? What was the violation? So it's crazy on TikTok. They gave me a flag for, it says misinformation. So somebody reported my information as misinformation. I don't even know how that's possible. I was theorizing the bottom of the stock market. I don't even know how that's possible. Whatever, it's fine. Where do I think Bitcoin will be? Let's go back to it. Let's go see it real quick. So if I go Bitcoin, I go on the monthly chart. And Bitcoin 5 years ago was 2020. So over here at $7,000, $6,000. What was it before that? 2015. 2015, Bitcoin was at, what the freak? In comparable terms, Bitcoin was at, let's see, 162. So Bitcoin was at, it started, oh man, 10 years ago on here on the exchange. And it was at what, $200, $300. So $300. And then 5 years later, same date, it was coming in at 10,000. 9,200. So from $300 to 9,200. But it can't go that much higher, right? I mean, 25. I mean, it's 10x on that number. So maybe it's 5x on our number right now. So yeah, in 2030, I'll go with. I just went 5 years right now in front of you, and. Only because of the pandemic and everybody buying it. I mean, I had 30,000, so 3x, 5 years, 3x. So I'll go 1.5 times of the halving counts. Yeah, maybe like 150,000. 150,000. I'll tell you where GameStop's going to be. Shit. A lot higher than any of that. It's going to be higher than the, 150% increase or whatever. Yes, we know that part. Yeah, I'm familiar with the have. Pretty sure the kitty said no fighting, and yeah, we have. Oh, Casper, shut the fuck up, kid. Get this guy out of here. Here you go. There you go. Welcome. Don't care about your position. You can tell me about somebody's position, Casper, and the size of it. That doesn't mean anything. It means zero. People's influence isn't based off of that. Gandhi is a great example of that. And I'm not saying I'm Gandhi. I'm just telling you, you don't need wealth. That doesn't give you any credibility. Zero. It gives you a stance to cry and bitch and moan. That's what it does. I wasn't afforded the opportunities that other people were afforded my younger years. I had a struggle. That's it. Some people didn't struggle. You'll never know because they don't tell you their life story. They hide their identity from people. Why do y'all dislike Richard? Okay, here we go. We'll make this stream about Richard Newton. Hey, Richard Newton fans, listen up. The reason why I don't like Richard Newton is because, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he wrote a letter to the board of directors demanding that they tell him what they're going to do. He demanded and tried to leverage his unique crowd of 5,000 followers to get an interview with Ryan Cohen, forcing his way in the door. It didn't work. But that's not the point. The point is to doubt the leadership in front of you. You don't have to. You don't have to doubt them. You certainly don't have to go online and promote it to people as in, hey, they better tell me what they're going to do with their money, or they better tell me their next plan, or no. No, this is not the way it fucking works. And when GameStop doesn't do what they want, and you bitch and moan and cry again to the community, I don't understand what he's doing this. You're mad. Oh, he stopped the rush. He stopped the short squeeze. Those guys are all here for a short squeeze. And I'm telling you what I'm here for. I'm here forever. Forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever? It's not there. I'm telling you, you have a channel to go watch. There's no need for you to be here. I promise you. I don't mix. My camp doesn't mix. No. Don't work that way. There's true supporters of this investment. There's true people that know the other side of the investment. If all you're doing is going to study the manipulation of stock markets and get your information from the people that give it to you, then you're not understanding what this investment is. This investment has nothing to do with they didn't deliver the shares, they're short shares, this whole whatever Superstock and Reddit is pumping to you, get the fuck away from me, people. If that's where you get the bulk of your information, I don't want to hear it. Guys, I don't even go to Superstock, the website. Guys, I don't go at all. Do you understand? It has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with private equity. Every single thing to do with private equity. Do you know why a stock that has $30 billion worth of market cap at the time when GameStop was pumping, do you know why it was all over the news? Because private equity owns the news. Do you know it's front page of everything and everyone making movies and books and wants to sensationalize it and get retail to pump into it and out of it? Because they're going to lose on their investment of what, $30 billion, $40 billion, $50 billion? That's what they're going to lose out on? It could be a lot more. Could be going the other direction, which is fine. We just had 10 trillion. 10 trillion walk off these markets this week. Since the peak of the market all the way down to what happened this week, $10 trillion is left. Where's the movie? Where's the bullshit? I think the spy's coming down. I think the spy's going to keep falling down. And I think Jim Cramer's got this one correct. Yeah, I don't worry about these dudes. I tell you, you guys say the words in this chat and you'll find your way to the door. I don't need new friends. I've been doing this for so long. I don't care. I don't care about who you like or what you think my approach should be or my delivery. You guys don't know my life. Not one bit. I'm the only one putting my whole identity out here to the fucking world. People exposed it all. They doxed the whole family. They did everything they could. They made documentaries to try to get me fired from my job. You guys don't even know how James Janney's documentary was used against me at work. Yeah. Meltdown, they stop at nothing, these guys. They've tried to get me fired 100 times. Come on. Marantz, did you take that phone call? No, I didn't take a phone call at all. Well, there was a complaint against you. For what? I'm a model citizen. What's the issue here? Yeah, that shit's not happening to Richard Newton. You know why? Because he's not telling the truth. He doesn't know the truth. He's brainstorming on ideas about his investment. I'm not. I'm out here preaching the fucking truth. And it cost me. It cost me a lot. It cost me promotions. Cost me money to my family and my bottom line. And you guys don't know the emotional stress that I've been through for 4 years. So yeah, when I sit here and I'm just leaning in the chair and I'm just thinking, it pisses me off, man. It does, because I'm a human, I'm a man, and people try you. Every day people wake up on this planet to try to ruin your life. Believe it. Because they don't have one of their own, or because that's where they get joy from. This internet has made people stronger and bigger than they think they are. No. I take control of what I do. And that's the part that they hate the most. I'm in full control over what I say, what I do, and why I do it. I'm retired U.S. Army. I should start my own investment channel. Nothing they can do to me. Mike Saint, my brother Rico is like my example, because Rico started everything while he was in the military, and the minute he got out, he let loose. He started doing his own thing, and then people start offering him contracts, like to do certain things, and he says, "No, I want my freedom. When I can post, how I want to post, what I want to do. It doesn't matter. The money doesn't matter." And I was like, I get it. If you have a product that people want to watch, then make your money. Go for it. I'm okay with it, but you don't need to. You don't even manipulate people like Trey trades. I mean, that's crazy to me. Trey pumping out stocks, getting paid to pump out positions to the people, knowing good damn and well he's getting paid to pump that stock and not disclose that. Hey guys, by the way, this is sponsor of the show is this stock. They want us to go out there and buy it, and I would be like, oh, I mean, I just have too much integrity for that. I have a job. I don't care. I have a job. I have kids. I have a wife. I have life. Fuck that, dude. That's why I tell you, man, I get fed up with this shit right here in this chat just right now, just thinking about it. Just all the shit I've been through, I think about it right now. I swear to you, it's not having a meltdown. It's having an epiphany. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need to push record or go live. I don't need none of this shit, man. Walk right away. Oh, he only has 25 grand. He's nothing. Yeah, that's the whole point, you dumbass. I have nothing. Yet you can make such a significant impact on the investment, on your community, on this world. Be the imprint. Be the impact. Not make an impact. Be the impact. I know how many times I got to tell you this. Bitcoin made me financially independent. Not wealthy, though. Now I play around with MSTR and a couple of Bitcoin miner stocks. That makes no sense to me, Mike Saint. Makes zero sense to me. It made you financially independent. So here's the thing. If Bitcoin made you that way, and you're able to... So where'd the value of Bitcoin come from? Cash. What's the purpose of Bitcoin? To get rid of cash and or to hedge it? Like, what exactly are you doing now? That's my question. What are you doing now? Hey, shout out to Be The Haas. BeTheHaas.com. You guys don't know Hosco right here, this company? The company that did not pay me to give you this announcement. I promise you. I would tell you. Here you go. They didn't pay me to give this announcement to you. Shout out to the Haas. I read a tweet. I read a tweet where some guy was like, "How stupid is this company called the Hosco, where they put all their profits into GameStop?" And I was like, "It's a GameStop ecosystem. They support GameStop. They support the investment. GameStop doesn't pay them. GameStop doesn't. They're not branded. They're not partnered. None of that. They just support the company because they believe in what we do. That's it. So there you go. And that's why I support them. And shout out to Matthew Golby. I say Mike. Matthew Golby. Integrity matters, especially this day and age. Hosco is all-American. It is. It is. I love them. Okay, guys. I get pissed off, and now I got to go out there and punch a wall. No, I don't. I'm not ant-trades. All right, check this out, guys. Let's show you some stuff. I ain't gonna let you haters get to me. That's it. You guys don't know my life, man. You know, I was watching the James Jane documentary. I was just like, fuck, man. It was a good thing, and it's still a good thing. I want to know when. So, public service announcement time, real quick. I just want to ask this question to the crowd that watches the show. You know who you are, and everyone out there. Dan Olson, Hannah Reloaded, I want to ask you something. Can you guys please make a video? And even I would tell you, Noisy Corax and everyone else out there, please make a video and tell me, I'm sorry, Marantz, you were right. That's all I want. Like I promise you, I will quit YouTube. Listen to me, Hannah. Okay? And Dan Olson. Listen to me. You make the video and you say, Marantz, you were right, we were wrong. We were paid to make hit pieces about your channel and your following and your investment. This is our angle. Make that video. And I'll sit back. I don't think so. I don't think you'll make it. Marantz is the realest one on YouTube. Nothing but love, brother, to you and your team. Thank you. Team 51. I look forward to your videos and lives every day. Keep your head up, brother. Cheers to you and yours. Thank you. Yeah. I live comfortable, but not high on the hog. Enjoying life stress-free. I'm a widower with a 16-year-old son, and his college is paid for now. No worries. Yeah, there's more worries right there. College paid for. Oh, shit. Who's going to go to college and pay that? For what institutional, oh, no. Indoctrination that they have over there. No, man, be careful where you send them. If I had a choice to send my son to a school, it would be Grand Canyon University. That's where I would send my son. So, I don't know where he wants to go, if he wants to go. And my oldest son, who is, he has a very good head on his shoulders, this kid. He said, no, Dad, I want to go to trade school and I want to become an electrician. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I want to be an electrician. I want to be a journeyman. I want to be a lineman. I want to work on the lines, on the poles up top. And I was like, you do? He's like, yeah. I heard they pay good. I was like, okay. Called him the other day. He's like, Dad, I'm in the cradle. I'm up top, man. I got to go. I'm like, oh, shit, man. My son's hanging on by a string. But that kid's making crazy money for his age. And he's doing it right. He's saving up. He's doing great. So I'm really happy for him. And, that's the life I'm living. Like my oldest daughter, I never want her to leave. Like she said today, she's like, yeah, I'm ready to move out. I was like, no, I pay for everything for a reason, so that you don't have to rely on other stuff. But I mean, we've made their lives infinitely easier, right? The kids. So, the other two are in the middle. They're gone. They're already out. And my youngest guy, he's still here. This guy, man. But I just don't know. I don't know what's going out. Shout out to Little Mitty Aztecs. He's still out there in Colorado. He's traveling. He's traveling around Colorado, all over the state, putting up power lines and shit. But, guys, you win sometimes. Sometimes you lose. Everyone has a good run. Everyone has a bad run. That's it. So, working with your hands is the way. IMO. American, I don't work with my hands. I definitely could do that and be extremely exhausted, like I would be. But I don't work with them anymore. It's not the same. I have a different tool. But should we even talk about the other stuff? I don't even know, man. My life is YouTube and TFT, the new season, which I really haven't mastered yet. I have good games and then I have bad games. I'm like, damn, what the hell, man? I got to figure this out. It's really hard to do. Let me see if I have any headlines I want to get to you guys. I had put stuff away for a rainy day for you guys. Like that dumb idiot. I didn't even know what that guy was saying. The guy with the nose hairs. It was not Richard Newton. This other guy, this old man that was all going crazy acting. Retail traders dumped $1.5 billion worth of stocks in the first 2.5 hours of trading on Friday, the most in the history over that period of time. Depending on who you call retail investors, right? But there we go. You have the 30-year mortgage is under 7% again, so there you go. I know the Fed. Everyone's telling the Fed they're going to have to cut rates because of the markets themselves. I don't know. Apple insider trader alert, CEO Tim Cook, Jeff Williams, and Catherine Adams, all insiders, sold over $40 million worth of Apple shares at the price of $223, a 16% premium on today's closing. Nice trade, folks. No shit. They traded $223 right before it bottomed out. Like I said this morning, odds now favor the 87 October pattern if we do not get constructive comments from the president this weekend. Okay, president doesn't care. President's going to let this shit burn off. They're already priced in, bro. The markets are priced. People are priced in. There's no way that they're not going to make money on the downside of this. Mega cap tech stocks suffered the worst day since March 2020. Oh, since COVID? Cool. Plunging more than 6% in one day. Awesome. Who is that? I got to know who that is. Oh, that's the bonds. Okay, no, we're good. Oh, I was going to go over Target. I haven't done Target in a while. Apple has now plunged 27.5% since December. They have lost more than $1 trillion in market cap. Where's the movie? Only 21% of the S&P 500 stocks are now trading above their 200-day moving average. Recession, babe. Recession. Yeah. And all that for a couple of tariffs, right? Is that what they said? No, and this guy screaming bloody murder on the streets, there's red everywhere. It's kind of bullshit, if you ask me, because if you live this market and you understand, like we all do, you literally have, you have to know you're in a bubble. Like, are you oblivious to this bubble? Is anyone here? His college is $20K a year, Missouri State Tech College. Oh, electrical technology, yeah. His cousin has a job waiting for him in Honeywell. Well, that's good. That's good. Exactly. Looks like he doesn't understand the market. Yeah, none of them. It's absolutely crazy. Like, how do you not know that it's this over leveraged and it's this fat? Like, you would have to know. Like, it's not like it's sneaking up on people. So I don't believe the bullshit. And thank you so much. Yes, Herbert, I see you out there in Puerto Vallarta. Look at it, man. We got everybody covered. We got Mexico. We definitely with Gabriel. We have Israel. We have Japan with Kyoto. We have people everywhere, bro. It's crazy. I appreciate you guys. This is necessary for the long-term prosperity of America. Short-term pain for long-term prosperity. We need the manufacturing and other jobs back in combat and a slew of issues we have. Sure. So I get it. American. I understand. But there's some stocks out there that are moving in different ways. So let's go look at the stocks really quick. All right, so the first stock we're looking at is going to be GameStop. Love GameStop. This is a monthly chart on GameStop. Going up and to the right, that's what this gold line entails. This is probably one of the most predictable charts I've ever seen in my life because it looks like it's supposed to go sideways and or in a downward trend, but it's actually going up. People are buying this. This bullish triangle that we call this Phineas and Ferb, this bull pennant here that we had for 3.5 years that we were all holding for, and it finally took off. That has been accelerated into a smaller diagram here. Now, this is what we call the Dorito within the Dorito within the Dorito. So it literally is getting accelerated here. We'll pour gasoline on it by next month. We should be breaking out up and to the right, and we'll go sideways, and then we'll get up out of here. We will take off, and we will be into that big red square. We can move this red square clear across anywhere over here. Touching the line, it's fine. But you're going to be in it forever. We're up and gone after that. But, the top side of the square is 2,500. And I'm telling you now, GameStop will be trading for dollar amounts that people can't imagine. They can't fathom it. But you would have to also consider, a company like MicroStrategies that actually use Bitcoin as a reserve currency asset and borrowed all this money and over-leveraged themselves. That is not something GameStop's doing. But they went from having, in 2022, a $2 billion market cap all the way now, 3 years later, 2.5 years later, and they're over 60 billion, 70 billion, 80 billion. So to go from 2 billion to 80 billion, that's a big number. That means everybody cashed in, everybody made their money. And that's why he offered up his company to everybody. Is there any more runway there? Well, I've just showed you there's no more runway. They have nothing left to leverage and offer. And now that's why you hope somebody like GameStop can propel your current position and give you some type of value. But GameStop's the only one going to get into the S&P 500, not MicroStrategies. GameStop has a profitable company. That's the counterpart of it. So, yes, I love GameStop. I love where it's headed. It's so intriguing. But we're starting at $10 billion. And if we can get 30x our money, then we'll be at $300 billion. And that's how people are with this investment and the value of it. But I don't want to do that. I want to get around 10. Let's get 10x on our money. And when you get 10x on your money, you're at $100 million, billion dollars. You can make some really good decisions for your company, and maybe your leverage is there. But remember, GameStop's leverage is cash. And right now, they're not leveraged at all. Period. Nothing. It's just there. It's your Bitcoin, cash, and you still have your nest egg. You didn't borrow it. So loaning out, getting $150 billion or 1.5 billion, that doesn't matter. It matters nothing because you're going to pay it back, yes, but it's a net sum game. It's zero. You're going to get your money back or you have it there to give them because you already have the 1.5 billion. So it's easy. GameStop's buying it on margin essentially, but the margin is zero. That's like the best thing ever. A lot of these companies out here have investments in them and they're all leveraged on margin, and it's to the tune of a margin call. That's what's happening this whole weekend. The settlement and the margin that comes with it. You will see forced buy-ins on multiple things, and you might see some rockets start shooting up places. You don't have to chase them. You're already in the best investment known to man. But this is orchestrated, this downturn. So that's how you see GameStop creeping up, and they're creeping down. We'll see GameStop creep all the way up then. How about that? We'll just keep it going. So that's one stock that I look at. The next one I was looking at, just so that we're clear, was going to be a company by the name of, we can go to Nike first. That's fine. I know everybody was excited about Nike the other day because I guess Jackie gave a recommendation of a buy now. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for saying buy it. And then you're so right, Jackie. Oh, man, it was such a good buy. Oh, my God, it's so the signals. Maybe you should do some homework on the fundamentals of it. But Nike's moving, but I also like to look at Kohl's. Kohl's right here at $6.04. Same price action coming down all the way to the right. This thing's going to fall off into the damn ocean. It's going to happen because by the time people realize where the market cap is versus the actual assets themselves, you're talking about $800 million of market cap. You can't offset anything you want to do when the value is that low. Okay. So let me give you this example so that people understand the business. This is Kohl's. So here's Kohl's, and here's the problem that you have with Kohl's. Kohl's has money out there. Okay. Let's look at the income really quick. So operating revenue is at $15 billion. You'll see total revenue is at $16 billion. Gross profit, SG&A, they come out, they're plus 400. But the craziest part is the interest. So interest expense is up at 319, and you can add $10 million more to that because right now on the SG&A side, their damn CEO is making $10 million more than the last one. But this interest expense at $300 million every quarter comes out to $1.2 billion for the year. $1.2 billion a year in interest expense pulls away from any type of income you might have. So they show an income of 6 and 6 and 6 and 5, and that gives you like a ballpark around 18, 23. So 23, cut it in half. They literally are giving 50% of their profits to interest. Not that they're paying off anything, it's just to interest themselves. So that's not good for a company that has no value. And when I say a company that has no value, they have no cash on hand. Their cash has been cut in half, essentially. And remember, the interest is paying away, but they got to keep making money. And these assets are going to be heavy moving forward. $13 billion of assets, and you guys make $100 million with no cash. There's no cash here. And all the debt in the world. All the debt in the world, when you look at the long-term debt of $1.6 billion, they actually increased from 1.1 to 1.6. That sucks. It sucks that that's the way they're doing it, but all they can do is carve out assets at this point. This damn company's in trouble. And they went from retained earnings of 1.2 billion or 2.2 billion all the way to 1 billion. So they have lost everything they do. They'll be in the negative soon enough. They'll have shareholder deficit. They're going to show you that they have nothing, and then they're going to come for this. They're going to go ahead and sell off their buildings. They're going to sell off the $8 billion. They'll sell them and lease them back. They'll get cash bonuses for doing the damn thing. And on this leases right here will go up instantly. But that's the problem. All their money is in plants and property and equipment. They want to become liquid just to stay alive, but they can't. They can't sustain. And that's what's really going to happen right now. They're about to be done. And then someone's going to call them and say, hey, man, where's the collateral for this? And they're like, well, it used to be our own shares, but now we don't even have that. Graded cards here, guys. I'm still waiting for my cards to get graded, yes. But let's see. We're good. 1,974. We're actually going to break 2,000 cards, which is pretty cool. We haven't done that in a while. I'm excited for that. Let's see. Did they pick up my thing? Ship to PSA, ship to PSA. Oh, well. Can't win them all. I tried. All right. So we're good there. We're good there. Let's go back to the stock, the charts. Thanks, Gavin. Don't ever get up on my screen. Okay, so that's this stock. I know Unity's down to $16. Feel bad for you, Trey. It happens. CoreWeave's going to come back down, guys. I know CoreWeave's up at $47 right now for the daily mark, but it's going to come all the way back down in the 30s. There's nowhere to go but down. Newsmax will be coming down. Now they finished out at 45. They should be way down here, 45. And they thing about Newsmax is they're being called the next GameStop. That's bullshit, but they were up to $200-something last week. 265. So 265 all the way down to 45. You lost all that profit, but somebody made a deal with the devil. Nvidia's never getting back to $153 where they were before. They're never getting back to 153 up here. They're never getting there. They're all the way down at 92, and no one's willing to put money into them. Not Wall Street, nobody. Everyone knows what the writing on the wall is, whether it be tariffs for Taiwan and or if it's just their partnerships with whomever. They're absolutely terrible. I wouldn't get involved. Here's my last one that I like to look at is Target. Target jumped down to $90 a share. They've had a step down every inch of the way, but this is Target. Target's falling off a mountain, and it can't get back up. So if you're at 244 during 2021 and you're feeling good about Target and you bought up at the top, look at the drop all the way down, and then the resistance is down here. This is their support at $80. So maybe they get it back to $80. That's possible. Keep falling down. But we'll see how it goes. So, anyway, it's time for me to go. I'm going to play some TFT. I got other things to do today. I just want to say thank you again for everyone who helped with the show, as always. And hopefully you guys got some key information, little tidbits out of this. But AI, artificial intelligence, will force white-collar Americans where we need them in blue-collar job, working plumbers, car techs. I don't know, man. You know, I can't ever go that route because I'll tell you what, computers help everyone today. It's when you have a model in your pocket that it becomes a rocket. And GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. It's the only stock I care to own, the only stock I'm ever going to buy myself, and it's GameStop. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the day. That's the weekly chart. Here's the monthly chart, daily chart, whatever it may be. We have support, we bounced, and we look really healthy and really good. Thanks again, guys. Have fun. I'll see you tomorrow, millionaires.